All right, I only see one thumbnail. Old Frog, Tree Frog. Is that the map maker's name? Is Old Frog?
Or is he Tree Frog?
Could be either way.
The old frog.
All right, so I was just thinking I should tell my Uber Eats story, which would be... Yeah, okay, so...
Does this classify you as a story time YouTuber now?
Yeah, dude, story time here. All right, everybody, sit down and get ready.
Campfire.
Yeah, I'm gonna do my best to recount the story while also not completely DNFing every map. So last night, I just wanna get some food, okay? All I want, a little bit of dinner. It's a little bit late, and stores are closing, and so I gotta get my order in before everything does close. Okay, can we just, for the love of God?
Ooh, this is a tricky map.
That's okay. So we gotta pause for a moment. Pause for a moment because my dude's here.
Okay, I found a spot to pause.
I have returned. Are you still there?
I'm here.
Fantastic. Okay, so just ignore the fact that the timer in the upper left-hand corner has jumped from, like, I don't know, a minute to 8 minutes. And let's keep going.
Nothing is different.
Nothing is different at all. The cars are being cleaned now. Just started happening spontaneously out of nowhere.
I learned that if you idle long enough, your trials guy will start whistling.
Really?
Yeah. And he does it over and over.
It just
over
loops the
again.
same thing.
Like every 30 seconds or so, it's just the same whistle.
Okay, this is really frustrating.
So back to your
So yeah, back to the Uber
story.
Eats story. Oh my god. Oh my god, really? You just finished? Oh, okay. That's good.
Yeah. It's easy.
This was definitely a medium that was more on the slightly difficult side. Oh god, I'm not gonna finish,
Oh,
am
you're
I?
at the end. You're at the end.
Okay, we're good. Whew. Oh, thank goodness.
Right,
That
tell
got scary.
Story.
Yeah, okay, sorry.
I can feel the people being like, tell the story.
I know. It feels like it's been a little while since I was telling it. Even though it was an
has been a little
instantaneous cut. So anyway, stores are closing. I want some food. I order from one restaurant. They make the order. They hand it off to the driver. It's probably about a half an hour wait for them to make it. Couple minutes into the trip, the driver is just like, you know what? I'm going to cancel the order. He was probably like, I'll just eat the food myself. I haven't eaten dinner yet. So that was like probably 40... What the hell? Okay. So that's probably like 40 minutes of waiting, all for nothing. So then I place an order at another restaurant, different one that's still open because the first one I ordered from is closed now by the time the driver canceled on me. And so I place the order. I wait for like 5 minutes and the restaurant just like won't confirm the order. So I'm like, all right, that's cool. Guess I'm not getting food from there. And then after that one, I go to another restaurant, which, interestingly enough, I had ordered food from earlier in the day because I was so desperate at this point.
Oh my god, what the hell?
Oh, Jesus Christ, that was cool. So this is the second time.
What?
This is the second time I have ordered food from this restaurant this same day, but I'm like, all right, you know what? I need food at this point. This is one of the only places open. And so they make the food. They always do it pretty quickly. So within like 15 minutes or so, driver has it picked up. It gives me the notification on my phone. Driver's picked it up. I look at the profile, and the thumbs up rate is 60% on this woman. Immediately, I'm very concerned about this fact. Oh, thank goodness that was the finish.
How did you beat me? I had less faults, so.
Oh, okay. Aren't you cool? I'm like 60%. Very concerned about this. She has to start off by dropping off another person's order first. I'm like, oh great, couldn't just be direct to me like it usually is direct. So I'm not just complaining about something that usually happens. Usually it comes direct. Anyway, she's got to drop off another order first. I'm like, all right, that's cool. So she drops off the order and then she proceeds to start heading to me. It's like 15 minutes or so for the other drop off. Oh boy. So she attempts to follow her navigation. Apparently her navigation, so she says, has sent her in a bad direction. The problem is that like Uber's built-in map system sucks when it comes to where I live. You have to use Google Maps or you have to use Waze. And that's like most drivers who do Uber, like they do that. Like that's just kind of normal. You don't use Uber's thing, you use Google Maps or you use Waze. But whatever the case, I see she's kind of taking the wrong turns. And suddenly my phone begins to ring. I'm like, oh great, here's where it begins. She is on the verge of crying when she calls me. She's like, I'm so scared right now that's dark out and the road is very narrow and I'm very scared and I think I'm going to drive off of a cliff and crash and die and I don't know where to go. My navigation won't tell me. Told me I headed in the right direction, but I don't know if I've had. I'm like, can you just let me speak for a second? She will not let me speak. She's like, where do I go? Where do I go? I'm trying to tell her where to go. Go back down where you came from. And every time I begin to say, go back where you came, she's like, I don't know, the road's narrow and I don't know where to go, and it's dark. And I'm like, can you let me speak for a second? Do you not want me to tell you what you're asking? Do you not want me to answer your question? Do you want to ask and then just keep speaking?
I have a lot of questions for her.
So anyway.
Did she have headlights? How could she not see where she was?
I don't know. I have so many questions and I didn't bother because I was like, I just don't want to get into this. So yeah, she's like, I can't. I'm like, can you turn around? Just head back where you got here from. Okay. She's like, I can't. I'm going to drive off a cliff if I make a U-turn. I'm like, what? How are you? I'm like, there's a driveway you can probably utilize to give yourself a little bit extra. No, I'm gonna go off a cliff and die, and it's so scary and it's dark and spooky. I'm like,
I don't think there's a lot of space up where there are actually cliffs in LA where they're just like an open space. That's occupied territory.
It's like
there's
it's
not
like
just
national
an open
park.
cliff.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're at Yellowstone.
So, you didn't know as I was recounting.
Yeah, I had a lot of trouble. I don't know why.
So she's like, okay, I made a turn. She is able to find her way back down. And I'm like, okay, so just switch over to Google Maps or Waze. Just switch over. She's like, I can't do that while I'm on the phone. I need you to stay with me this whole time just to make sure everything is okay. I'm like, look, you're going to lose service. I can't stay on with you the whole time. Just go into Google Maps or Waze. It'll show you in the right direction. Those work off a GPS signal, which is different from cellular data. They will stay with you the entire time. It's like, I can't do that. I don't have, it's just like, I don't have it or something. I'm like, how do you not have that? And so anyway, sure enough, we're keeping our conversation. She's like, stay with me. And then it cuts out. I'm like, whoa, big surprise. That's what I told you was going to happen all along. So then she actually, I see her progress. It looks like she's heading in the right place. And then I get a call as it shows her car on the live updater. It shows her car right outside of my house. And I get a call. I'm like, are you there? She's like, I can't find your address. Can you come outside, please? I'm like, oh my God. Well, there's just no way you could actually successfully get to my door properly at this point, like everyone else does. And so, oh God, come on, God damn it. So I walk outside and I don't see her car. And even though she was shown as like directly in front of my house on the app's status, and she's like, I couldn't find yours. Now I'm at, and she proceeds to list houses in increasing order. And I'm like, do you know how addresses work? Like, you have gone from, say for example, I was like address 5,000. She's like, I'm at 5,001. I'm at 5,002 now. 5,003. I'm like, do you know how addresses work? It means you're going the wrong way. Like, what are you doing? How do you not? How are you listing addresses in increasing order? Obviously, your thing says I'm a lower number. How does that not register with you? You need to go the other direction. I don't understand. And then she's like, did you just see that car? I'm like, yes, I saw that car that just drove by. Like, you need to just go further. You'll see me. And finally she makes it. She proceeds to, as she is sitting there, it's pretty cold out. As she makes it to me, she just sits in her car for like a minute on her phone, fiddling with things. I don't know why. Before she actually like rolls down the window. Then she rolls down the window. She's like, oh, as if like I disappeared for a moment. Oh, I'm so surprised that you're there. And then she gives me my food and proceeds to tell me that was the most harrowing experience of my entire life, all for one stupid item. I'm like, you are the only person who has ever had this problem in the history of the universe. And none of this is my fault. Oh my God. So that was my Uber.
I didn't know about all these other details to the story.
Oh yeah, no, it was just every possible way that this could have been screwed up. Like, that happened.
I really have nothing to even compare that to.
No, oh my God. Oh, and then I forgot when we were on the phone, at one point I was just like, you know what, you just cancel the order. Honestly, just cancel the order. She's like, but if I don't want you to rate me badly on Uber, I have a really good rating. I'm like,
you're gonna get a bad rating anyway.
No, but she's like, I have a really good rating. I'm like, you have a good rating? You have the lowest rating I've ever seen. I don't know how you still exist with a 60% rating. How? That's not a good rating.
Crazy, because like
that's a D-.
The Uber app, when you're driving, they don't let you be a driver.
If you go below 4.5. If you go below 4.5, you're out. A 60% would be equal to a 3.
Yeah.
You're done. What? How? I don't understand.
I don't order food a lot, but so I don't have a lot of experience with like drivers for delivery food. But I mean, that just seems like worst case scenario.
Oh, it absolutely was. It was. I didn't actually end up typing this in the comment, but I started to, and then I deleted it. I was like, this woman should not have a driver's license, let alone be driving for Uber Eats.
Yeah, that's the thing, is like, she's in the wrong business for driving. Like, you gotta be able to handle yourself in a car. Look, you gotta know how to navigate.
I don't mean the stereotype. I don't mean the stereotype, but she was like a 60-year-old lady, and I just feel like she grew up without the technology that is Uber and navigation and stuff. And
yes, but I've also had Uber drivers that are like 60-year-olds, and they can handle the Google Maps.
Yeah, Yeah.
If you're gonna do a job, you should at least know how to switch to
Where am I landing on this jump?
Anywhere you want to. Oh, I hit a tree.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, like, I feel like they're the basic skills. Like, it might seem like anybody should or could be an Uber driver.
No,
there's also
definitely
requirements to the job.
Yeah.
You need to be able to navigate. You need to be able to use a smartphone.
Yep. It's definitely a good, important part of the whole thing. So, anyway, like, I'm not gonna. Yes, delivering to my house it's slightly more out of the way than a lot of places.
Definitely more complicated than a normal.
Yes,
place.
But at the same time, it is not a situation where you are calling scared for your life. Under no circumstances is that a part of it, by any means.
Like that she's afraid about the cliff, like she can't just break.
Yeah, no,
like she's like, I'm being forced off this cliff. I can't stop going towards the cliff.
Is there a monster that's like pushing you off or something? I don't understand. That was it. That was and then to add to that, it was dude. It's just really like they make super cheap, super good. It's like a Korean barbecue and rice place, and it's just like some chicken, some veggies, some rice. So good. I order from them all the time.
Was it worth it?
Overall, no. And to add to that, I had 3 bad modules in Fortnite. So
yeah. So the luck was in your
favor. It was just everything last night went wrong. So it only made sense that would cap it off with the food delivery. All right. Anyway, we'll see you next time, folks.